It's 3 a.m. again. Your eyes snap open, and you know exactly why. That familiar pressure in your bladder is calling, and you're stumbling through the dark hallway for the third time tonight. Sound familiar? You're not alone in this frustrating cycle that's stealing your sleep and leaving you exhausted the next day. But here's what your doctor probably never told you. The handful of nuts you had as an evening snack might be the very thing sabotaging your sleep. And worse yet, you might be avoiding the exact nuts that could help you sleep through the night. Stop right there. Before you blame your age, before you accept that sleepless nights are just your new normal, let me share something that might completely change how you think about this problem. I've been talking to people just like you for years, and the stories break my heart. There's Martha, who stopped going to evening church services because she was terrified of bathroom breaks during the sermon. There's Frank, who won't drive more than an hour from home because he's constantly calculating where the next rest stop might be. And Sarah hasn't enjoyed a movie night with her grandchildren in 2 years because she spends the whole time anxious about interruptions. You start planning your entire life around your bladder. You stop drinking water after 6 p.m. thinking that'll help. You avoid your favorite herbal tea because you're convinced it'll make things worse. You even skip social events because you're embarrassed about constant interruptions. The worst part? You're tired all day because your sleep is constantly broken and everyone keeps telling you it's just part of getting older. What if I told you that's not entirely true? What if the solution isn't about drinking less or accepting less? What if it's about understanding something so simple that you'll wonder why nobody ever explained it to you before? You're not broken. You're not defective. You're just eating the wrong things at the wrong times, and your body is trying to tell you something important. Those innocent-looking nuts in your pantry? They're either your best friend or your worst enemy when it comes to nighttime bathroom trips. I'm going to share with you the exact 5 nuts that can help calm your bladder and reduce those midnight interruptions. But just as importantly, I'm going to show you the 5 nuts that are practically guaranteed to have you stumbling to the bathroom all night long. This isn't about expensive supplements or complicated routines. This is about making one simple change to what you're already eating. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear action plan that you can start using tonight. And I want you to comment below, right now, and tell me what your biggest sleep frustration is, because I read every single comment. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss out on any of the natural health tips made just for men like you. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments below to let me know, or type 0 if you're still not sure. I'm always here to learn from you, too. But first, let me tell you about the number 3 nut on my list. It's going to shock you because it contains more bladder calming power than most medications, and you probably already have it in your kitchen right now. However, before I reveal that game-changing nut, I need you to understand what's actually happening in your body that's causing these nighttime interruptions, because once you understand the why, the how to fix it becomes crystal clear. As we age, 3 critical things happen in your body that nobody talks about. First, your kidneys start working more slowly, like an old coffee maker that takes longer to brew. Second, your body produces less vasopressin, the hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down urine production at night. Think of it as your body's natural hold it until morning signal that's gotten weaker. Third, your bladder nerves become more sensitive. It's like having a smoke detector that goes off every time you burn toast. Even the smallest amount of urine triggers that urgent feeling, even when your bladder isn't actually full. But here's what the medical textbooks don't tell you. The nuts you eat can either make these problems worse or significantly better. When you eat nuts rich in magnesium, like almonds, you're giving your bladder muscles a natural relaxant. On the flip side, Nuts high in sodium can irritate your bladder lining and make those sensitive nerves even more trigger-happy. Then there's inflammation. Some nuts fight inflammation in your urinary tract while others fuel it. When your bladder is inflamed, it's like having a sunburn on the inside. Everything feels more urgent. But here's where it gets really interesting. Timing changes everything. There's actually a golden hour between 5 and 7 p.m. when eating the right nuts works with your body's clock instead of against it. Wait until you hear about the 7:30 p.m. rule. This single timing strategy has helped more people sleep through the night than any other tip I've shared. But first, let me show you the nut that contains more bladder calming power than most medications. Nut number 1, almonds, the magnesium miracle. This nut contains more bladder calming power than most medications, and I guarantee you already have some in your kitchen right now. We're talking about almonds, but not the way you've been eating them. Here's what makes almonds so special for nighttime bladder control. They're packed with magnesium, and magnesium is like nature's muscle relaxer for your bladder. When your bladder muscles are tense and overactive, constantly sending those false time-to-go signals, magnesium steps in and tells them calm down. It's like having a gentle hand on your shoulder saying, relax, everything's okay. But here's the key that most people miss. It's not just about eating almonds, it's about how you prepare them and when you eat them. Raw almonds are harder for your body to absorb, especially as we get older. The secret is soaking them overnight in water, which activates their nutrients and makes them easier to digest. Think of it like priming a pump. You're getting everything ready for maximum absorption. The timing is crucial too. You want to eat your soaked almonds around 5 p.m., and here's why. This gives your body enough time to absorb all that beautiful magnesium before your natural sleep hormones kick in around 9 or 10 p.m. It's like giving your bladder muscles a nice, relaxing massage hours before bedtime. Let me tell you about Margaret from Texas, who wrote to me last month. She'd been getting up 4 times a night for 2 years. Her doctor wanted to put her on medication, but she decided to try the almond method first. Within a week of eating 6 soaked almonds at 5 p.m. every day, she was down to 1 nighttime wake-up. Within 3 weeks, she was sleeping through the night completely. She said it felt like a miracle, but it's really just science working with your body instead of against it. Now, here's the pro tip that doubles the effectiveness. After you soak your almonds overnight, peel off the brown skin in the morning. That skin can be harder to digest and might cause a little bloating. When you remove it, you're left with the pure, creamy almond that's gentle on your stomach and packed with bioavailable nutrients. But if you think almonds are powerful, wait until you see number 2 on our list. You've probably never even heard of these nuts, but they're about to change your life. They have one unique property that makes them perfect for evening consumption, and ancient healers have been using them for bladder problems for thousands of years. Nut number 2, fox nuts, the gentle giant. You've probably never heard of these, but they're about to change your life. They're called fox nuts or makhana, and they have one incredible property that makes them perfect for people struggling with nighttime bathroom trips. They're naturally low in oil and completely non-diuretic. Most nuts are packed with oils that can irritate your digestive system and put extra pressure on your kidneys to work harder. But fox nuts are different. They're like the gentle giant of the nut world. They give you sustained energy and important nutrients without overwhelming your system or making you thirsty. Here's the amazing part. Ancient Ayurvedic healers have been using fox nuts for bladder and kidney problems for over 3,000 years. They called them the seeds of calmness because people who ate them regularly had fewer urinary issues and slept more peacefully. Modern science is finally catching up to what these wise healers knew all along. The perfect timing for fox nuts is around 7 p.m. They're light enough that they won't interfere with your digestion, but substantial enough to keep your blood sugar stable through the night. Stable blood sugar means your kidneys don't have to work overtime, which means less nighttime urine production. Here's the preparation secret that doubles their effectiveness. Lightly roast them in a dry pan for about 3 minutes. This makes them easier to digest and gives them a satisfying crunch. You can season them with just a tiny pinch of rock salt, but avoid regular table salt, which can make you thirsty. Drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever tried fox nuts, and 0 if you have not. I bet most of you haven't, but you can find them at most health food stores or online. They look like little white popcorn kernels with a mildly nutty taste. But number 3 on our list contains a compound that pharmaceutical companies actually study for sleep medications. Your doctor probably told you to avoid these nuts completely, but they're wrong. It's all about timing and portion control. Nut number 3, pistachios, the potassium powerhouse. Your doctor probably told you to avoid these nuts completely, but they're wrong. Pistachios are actually one of the most powerful nuts for calming your urinary tract, and it all comes down to their incredibly high potassium content. Here's what potassium does for your bladder. It works like a natural muscle relaxer for your entire urinary system. When your bladder muscles are tight and overactive, potassium helps them release that tension. Think of it like loosening a knot in your back. Suddenly, everything feels more comfortable and less urgent. But here's the crucial part that most people miss. Moderation is everything with pistachios. You want exactly 1 small handful, which is about 15 to 20 nuts. Any more than that, and you'll get too much salt, which can make you thirsty and defeat the purpose. The timing is critical too. You want to eat your pistachios around 4:30 p.m., which gives your body plenty of time to absorb all that potassium before your natural sleep cycle begins. This timing allows the potassium to work its magic on your bladder muscles without interfering with your digestion. Now, here's something important. Always choose pistachios that are still in their shells. The shelling process naturally slows down your eating, which helps with portion control. Plus, the shells haven't been processed with as much added salt as the pre-shelled varieties. When I say 1 small handful, I mean it should fit comfortably in your cup palm without overflowing. If you're spilling pistachios everywhere, you're eating too many. But the next nut on our list has a secret ingredient that makes your body produce more melatonin naturally. These tiny seeds contain more sleep-supporting compounds than most sleep aids, and they've been hiding in plain sight in your spice cabinet. Nut number 4, flax seeds, the omega-3 sleep enhancer. These tiny seeds contain more sleep-supporting compounds than most sleep aids, and they've been hiding in plain sight in your kitchen. Flax seeds are like nature's triple-action sleep formula. They fight inflammation, support hormone production, and actually help your body make more melatonin naturally. Here's what makes flax seeds so powerful for nighttime bladder control. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation throughout your urinary tract. Remember that sunburn feeling I mentioned earlier? Flax seeds are like applying cool aloe vera to your irritated bladder lining. But here's the secret that most people miss. Flax seeds contain compounds called lignans that help your body produce melatonin more efficiently. Melatonin isn't just your sleep hormone, it also helps regulate your kidney function and reduces nighttime urine production. It's like having a natural night shift supervisor that actually shows up for work. The best way to consume flax seeds is mixed into warm milk around 5:30 to 6 p.m. The warm milk helps activate the omega-3s and makes them easier to absorb. Plus, milk contains tryptophan, which works together with the flax seeds to promote better sleep. Here's the critical preparation secret. You must grind your flax seeds first. Whole flax seeds will pass right through your digestive system without releasing their nutrients. It's like trying to get water from a coconut without cracking it open first. You can grind them in a coffee grinder or buy them pre-ground, but make sure to store ground flax seeds in the refrigerator. My neighbor Bob started doing this routine 6 months ago after years of broken sleep. He grinds 1 tablespoon of flax seeds every evening and stirs them into warm milk at 5:30 p.m. He went from waking up 3 times a night to sleeping straight through until morning. The final good nut on our list has been used for 3,000 years by ancient civilizations, and modern science is finally understanding why it's so effective. Nut number 5, sesame seeds, the ancient hormone helper. Egyptian pharaohs knew something we forgot. For over 3,000 years, sesame seeds have been used to balance hormones and soothe bladder problems, and modern science is finally understanding why they're so effective. Sesame seeds have what traditional healers call warming properties, which means they help your body maintain its natural temperature rhythms. When your body temperature drops naturally in the evening, it signals your kidneys to produce less urine. Sesame seeds support this process by helping regulate your internal thermostat. But here's what makes sesame seeds truly special. They contain natural compounds that support your body's production of antidiuretic hormone. That's the same vasopressin we talked about earlier that helps you hold it through the night. It's like giving your body's natural night shift supervisor a gentle nudge to do their job better. The best way to consume sesame seeds is around 7:30 p.m., either as a small laddu mixed with a tiny bit of honey or stirred into warm milk. The warm milk method works beautifully because the heat helps release the sesame seeds' beneficial oils, making them easier for your body to absorb. Here's the preparation secret. Lightly toast your sesame seeds in a dry pan for about 2 minutes before using them. This makes them more digestible and enhances their natural nutty flavor. You only need about 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame seeds. Remember, we're working with your body's natural rhythms, not overwhelming them. Recent research from sleep clinics has shown that people who consume sesame seeds regularly have more stable hormone levels throughout the night, which translates to fewer bathroom interruptions and deeper sleep. Now, these 5 nuts can genuinely transform your nights, but there are 5 others that are secretly destroying your sleep. And the first one on this list isn't even technically a nut, but it's probably sitting in your pantry right now, sabotaging every attempt you make at sleeping through the night. Bad nut number 1, peanuts, the bloat bomber. These aren't even nuts, and they're sabotaging your sleep. Peanuts are actually legumes like beans and peas, but they're marketed as nuts, and they're probably the worst thing you can eat if you want to sleep through the night. Here's why peanuts are such troublemakers for your bladder. They're loaded with oils that cause inflammation and bloating. When you eat peanuts, especially in the evening, your digestive system has to work overtime to break down all those heavy oils. This puts extra stress on your kidneys and creates that uncomfortable bloated feeling that makes it harder to get comfortable in bed. But the real problem is the sodium. Most peanuts are heavily salted, and salt is like sending an emergency signal to your kidneys saying, "Make more urine right now." It's the opposite of what you want when you're trying to sleep through the night. The worst offenders are those bar nuts you find at restaurants and social gatherings. They're typically roasted in even more oil and coated with extra salt to make them more addictive. It's like a perfect storm for nighttime bathroom trips. You get the inflammatory oils, the excessive sodium, and they're usually eaten late in the evening when you're socializing. Even lightly salted peanuts contain more sodium than your kidneys can comfortably process in the evening hours. And dry, roasted peanuts? They might not have added oil, but they're still inflammatory legumes that can irritate your digestive system and create that bloated, uncomfortable feeling. If you're someone who reaches for peanuts as an evening snack, you're literally programming your body for interrupted sleep. Drop a 2 in the comments if you've been guilty of evening peanut snacking. I bet a lot of you have. But the next nut will surprise you because it's supposed to help you sleep, yet it's actually working against you. Bad nut number 2, walnuts, the melatonin myth. Everyone says these help you sleep. They're half right, but mostly wrong. Walnuts do contain natural melatonin, which is why so many sleep experts recommend them. But here's what they don't tell you. Walnuts are also powerful bladder stimulants that can keep you running to the bathroom all night long. The problem with walnuts isn't the melatonin. That part actually works. The problem is everything else. Walnuts are incredibly high in omega-3 fatty acids, which sounds healthy, but when you eat them in the evening, those oils can irritate your digestive system and create gas. And gas in your intestines puts direct pressure on your bladder, making you feel like you need to urinate even when you don't. But here's the bigger issue. Walnuts are what I call brain food, which means they're actually energizing to your nervous system. While the melatonin might make you feel sleepy, the other compounds in walnuts are sending wake-up signals to your brain. It's like pressing the gas pedal and the brake at the same time. Your body gets confused signals. The timing makes it worse. Most people eat walnuts as an evening snack because they've heard about the melatonin benefits. But eating them after 6 p.m. means all those oils and stimulating compounds are hitting your system right when you should be winding down. If you absolutely must eat walnuts, consume them in the morning with breakfast. The melatonin won't help you sleep 12 hours later, but at least the energizing and digestive effects won't interfere with your nighttime bathroom schedule. The next nut on our avoid list expands in your stomach like a sponge, and if you eat them too late, they can create uncomfortable pressure that keeps you awake. Bad nut number 3, chia seeds, the expansion problem. Watch what happens when I put these tiny seeds in water. They expand to nearly 10 times their original size, turning into a gel-like substance. Now, imagine that happening inside your stomach when you're trying to sleep. Chia seeds are incredibly healthy, don't get me wrong. They're packed with omega-3s, fiber, and protein. But when you eat them in the evening, especially if you drink any liquid afterward, they start expanding in your stomach and putting direct pressure on your bladder. It's like having a slowly inflating balloon pressing against your urinary tract all night long. The expansion process takes about 30 minutes to reach full size, which means if you eat chia seeds after dinner, you're setting yourself up for that uncomfortable full feeling right when you're trying to wind down for bed. And that pressure doesn't just affect your stomach, it pushes against your bladder, creating false urgency signals. Here's what makes it worse. Chia seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in liquid. So even if you just sip water or herbal tea after eating them, you're adding fuel to the expansion fire. Your stomach becomes like a water balloon, and your poor bladder gets squeezed from above. The solution isn't to avoid chia seeds completely, they really are nutritious. The key is timing. If you want to include chia seeds in your diet, eat them at breakfast or lunch when your digestive system is most active and has plenty of time to process them before bedtime. But our next troublemaker is found in every grocery store checkout aisle, and it's designed to make you thirsty on purpose. Bad nut number 4, salted mixed nuts, the thirst trap. You know that trail mix you love? It's working against you in the worst possible way. Salted mixed nuts are literally designed to create a cycle that keeps you awake. They make you thirsty, you drink more, then you're up all night running to the bathroom. Here's the devious combination that makes these so problematic. When you mix heavy proteins from different nuts with high amounts of salt, you create what I call a thirst bomb. Your kidneys have to work overtime to process all that protein, and the salt makes you crave more fluids to help dilute the sodium in your bloodstream. But here's what makes it even worse. Mixed nuts usually contain the worst offenders all in one package. You're getting inflammatory peanuts, stimulating walnuts, and heavily salted cashews all at once. It's like a perfect storm for nighttime bathroom trips. The portion control becomes impossible too. Have you ever tried to eat just a small handful of trail mix? Those salty, crunchy textures are designed to be addictive. You start with good intentions, but before you know it, you've eaten half the bag while watching TV. The hidden sodium is the real killer here. Even lightly salted, mixed nuts can contain 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium per serving, and most people eat 2 or 3 servings without realizing it. That's like drinking a glass of salt water before bed. Check the labels on your favorite mixed nuts. You'll be shocked at the sodium content. Many brands add salt to every single nut type individually, then add more salt to the coating. Your poor kidneys don't stand a chance. But there's one more nut that's hiding in plain sight, and it's keeping you wired when you should be winding down. Bad. Nut number 5, cashews, the evening energy bomb. These creamy favorites are keeping you wired when you should be winding down. Cashews might taste innocent and buttery, but they're actually one of the most energizing nuts you can eat, which is the last thing you want in the evening. Here's what makes cashews so problematic for nighttime. They're incredibly calorie-dense and packed with energizing B vitamins. While B vitamins are healthy during the day, eating them at night is like having a shot of espresso before bed. Your metabolism kicks into high gear, right, when it should be slowing down for sleep. Cashews also require massive amounts of energy to digest. They're softer than other nuts, which tricks you into thinking they're easier on your system, but they're actually some of the heaviest nuts for your digestive system to process. Your body has to work overtime breaking them down, which generates heat and keeps your internal systems active when they should be resting. But here's the real problem. Cashews are almost impossible to portion control. Their creamy, almost addictive texture makes you want to keep eating them. Have you ever tried to eat just 5 cashews? It's nearly impossible. Before you know it, you've consumed 300 to 400 calories worth of dense, energizing nutrients right before bedtime. The timing makes everything worse. Your body thinks it's getting fuel for activity, so it ramps up digestion, increases blood flow, and keeps your nervous system alert. It's like telling your body to get ready for a workout when you're trying to prepare for sleep. If you love cashews, eat them with your morning breakfast or as an afternoon snack. The energy boost will actually help you during active hours instead of sabotaging your sleep. Now that you know what to avoid, let me show you the game-changing timing strategy that multiplies the effectiveness of everything we've discussed. The timing revolution. Now that you know what to eat and what to avoid, let me share the timing strategy that changes everything. This is what I call the golden hour concept, and it's based on your body's natural circadian rhythms that most people completely ignore. Your digestive system has a clock, just like everything else in your body. Between 5 and 7 p.m., your metabolism is still active enough to properly process nutrients, but it's starting to slow down in preparation for sleep. This is the magical window when eating the right nuts can work with your body instead of against it. Here's why this timing is so crucial. When you eat beneficial nuts during the golden hour, your body has 3 to 4 hours to absorb all the magnesium, potassium, and calming compounds before your natural sleep hormones kick in around 9 or 10 p.m. It's like giving your bladder muscles a relaxing massage hours before you actually need them to behave. But here's the game-changing rule that I call the 3-hour rule. Absolutely no nuts of any kind after 8 p.m. Your digestive system starts shutting down after 8, and anything you eat becomes harder to process and more likely to cause discomfort or frequent urination. Think of your body like an old-fashioned factory that runs on a schedule. The day shift workers handle heavy processing, but the night shift is skeleton crew. They're just there to maintain basic operations. When you eat late, you're forcing the skeleton crew to do heavy labor, and they're just not equipped for it. This is why people who eat nuts as a late-night snack, even the good ones, often still have problems. Timing trumps everything when it comes to nighttime bladder control. But there are 3 bonus secrets that can multiply these effects even more, and the first one has to do with how you position your body when you sleep. Bonus accelerators. Here are 3 bonus secrets that multiply everything we've discussed. The first one is so simple you'll wonder why nobody ever told you about it. Sleep on your left side. When you sleep on your right side or on your back, gravity actually increases pressure on your bladder. But when you sleep on your left side, your bladder sits in a more natural position with less pressure from your other organs. It's like the difference between someone sitting on your lap versus sitting next to you. One creates pressure, the other gives you space to breathe. Here's the pro tip. Place a small pillow between your knees when you sleep on your left side. This keeps your spine aligned and makes the position more comfortable so you can maintain it throughout the night. The second secret is your room temperature. Keep your bedroom between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. When your body runs too warm at night, your kidneys work harder to regulate your internal temperature, which means more urine production. A cool room helps your kidneys focus on their nighttime job of conserving fluids instead of cooling you down. The third bonus secret is what I call the morning reset. As soon as you wake up, drink a full glass of room temperature water. This kickstarts your kidneys for the day and helps establish the proper rhythm between day and night function. Think of it like starting your car in the morning. You're warming up all the systems for optimal performance. When you combine these 3 bonus strategies with the right nuts at the right times, you're working with every aspect of your body's natural sleep and bladder rhythm. Speaking of morning routines, I have another video that shows you 5 drinks that can help you sleep through the night even better than these nuts. Final message. Here's your action plan for tonight. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick just one of the good nuts we discussed and try it at the right time today. If you have almonds, soak 6 of them right now and eat them at 5 p.m. If you can find fox nuts, try a small handful at 7 p.m. Or if you have sesame seeds, stir a teaspoon into warm milk at 7:30 p.m. tonight. Drop a comment below and tell me which nut you're going to try first. I read every comment and love hearing your success stories. Are you team almonds, team fox nuts, or are you brave enough to try the ancient sesame seed method? Remember, small changes create big results. You don't need expensive supplements, just work with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. But nuts are just the beginning. I have another video that reveals 5 specific drinks that help you sleep through the night even better than these nuts. These aren't obvious ones like chamomile tea. I'm talking about surprising beverages that most people would never think of as sleep aids. If this helped you, subscribe for practical health tips designed specifically for people over 60. And please send this video to someone struggling with interrupted sleep. We all deserve peaceful nights. Your best sleep might be just one handful of the right nuts away. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next video.